Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Rivalry on the Mic. I'm here with my co-host, Theo Dudek, and our producer, our everything man, Jeremy Flores, and we're super excited about another episode, jam-packed of a lot of details, a lot of things that we got to talk about today. But, Theo, go ahead and start us off and let us know what's been going on in your life.
A lot.
Okay.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Switching jobs.
Okay.
So that's quite the task.
Okay, yeah.
But something exciting, something I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
Also, Birds are 3-0.
Birds are 3-0.
So one of the only 4 undefeated teams in the MLB.
Mm-hmm.
As of this recording, we'll see what happens when they play the Angels. But
Okay.
yeah, excited, ready
Mhm.
to get this going.
Okay. Yeah, for me, it's been a crazy kind of couple of weeks. But I had a time trial today. Didn't go so well, but it's fine. You know, it was windy. It was cold. We'll regroup. For those who don't know, I'm trying to break 5 minutes in the mile. And we're going to get there. But right now I'm not there. So we got to figure it out. But yeah, so first things first, Jeremy, before we jump into first things first, how are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Just run a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I work a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it. Ran 21 miles Saturday.
Sheesh.
Hey, man.
What a flex.
It was raining the whole time too, bro. I felt like Goggins out there. I was like, bro, I am carrying the boats. It's me. Like that's who.
Goggins. The
David
military
Goggins.
guy.
He's like, who's gonna carry the boats?
Yeah.
And he was talking about me.
I'll show you later.
I'm surprised you don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
If you watch it though, you're gonna be like,
What's it from?
I gotta start running.
He's a
He's
former
a
Navy
Navy
SEAL.
SEAL, yeah.
Mhm. You've seen the guy on social media. There's
Mhm.
no way you haven't seen it.
Probably.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah, no.
Okay.
21
Doom.
miles, man. It's
Yeah.
been fun.
Yeah, we get it.
love, love to hear it. Love to hear it. All right. So there's been a lot that's taken place, whether it be NBA, college basketball. There's even been a little free agency movement. There's been some college footballs kind of in full spring action. What are some of the things that you want to mention? And then you also said, baseball has started. So what are the things you want to mention? And pro days happened.
Yes.
Which a really good quarterback played
We'll
in a pro
get
day.
to.
We'll get to. But yeah, what are some things that happened in sports that you loved recently?
College basketball, the March Madness has not been what I was hoping,
Yeah.
or not hoping, but like projected.
Okay.
None of my stuff worked out, but like the games have been, for the most part, like
They've been good.
they've actually been
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
I thought most of the Elite Eight were good.
Mm-hmm.
I did not watch Bama get the break speed off of them, but
Amen.
that was honestly expected. Once you
Yes.
break a tournament record for threes, typically you're not coming out the next
You're not
game
going to do
and
it twice in a row.
Lighten it up
Same thing
again.
happened to BYU. They didn't break the record, but they shot lights out
Yeah.
the game before, and then they couldn't make anything.
Because it was like, even if Alabama didn't score any 2-point field goals, they still would have won that game against BYU.
Duke is
which is
just really
absurd.
Duke is just really good, man. Like
They are.
defensively, they have many offensive weapons, and they're going to be a really hard out.
Who do you want in the championship game?
I want Duke
and
and Florida.
Okay.
Personally,
I do too.
I want Duke and Florida, and for my bracket's sake, I want Duke to win. I think my favorite player in the tournament is probably Clayton from Florida. Just watching him play and then watching his final 4 minutes of that game the other night was insane. That he basically was not shooting the ball very well, and he just got hot at the right minute. And was able to beat a really good team that had them down the whole game. But yeah, I want Duke versus Florida, but my favorite player in the tournament has been Clayton. So
Also, the Lakers collapsed to the Bulls. That was iconic.
that was so frustrating.
Honestly, that last, what was it, 12 seconds? That was nuts.
Yes. It was so frustrating too because LeBron owned up to it. It was a very lackadaisical pass in the inbounds. But yeah, it was a really dumb loss. They should not have lost that game. Luckily, the teams below them, the Grizzlies, is not playing very well. They decided to fire their coach, which is another crazy thing in the NBA. You fire a coach that he's made the playoffs literally every year.
What are they, fifth?
They're fifth in the they're fourth now. Oh, did they overtake the Lakers last night? Or Lakers third?
They were fourth before.
Are you looking it up right
yeah,
now?
the
Okay.
Grizzlies head coach, right?
The Grizzlies head coach. Yeah, I thought the Lakers were fourth.
Taylor Jenkins.
Taylor Jenkins, yeah, is his name.
Okay, the Lakers must have surpassed.
I was gonna say they won
when they fired him.
They were
it was
fourth.
The Grizzlies fired their head coach and they're the fourth
Fourth team in the West.
Yeah.
So firing a coach before that was just wild. And you would listen to the players talk about it, and the players are a little lost. Like you hear Desmond Bain, you hear John Morant, and maybe it's player speak, but like it doesn't make any sense why they fired him, and they didn't really give a whole lot of explanation either. They just wanted to move in a different direction, which is, I guess
I saw people like talking about his rotations were bad.
sure,
Which,
you're
like,
4th or 5th in the West, so
But
they're
I
working
feel
good
like
enough.
also playoffs, like your rotations differ as soon as you get to the playoffs.
Well,
like
yeah,
you're not playing,
and at a certain point, you want your guys to
Yeah.
be fresh.
but like you're mostly not playing your 9th, 10th guy
Mm-hmm.
in the playoffs. Like more than likely that guy's never going to see the floor. He will when you're losing or up by 25. But now they put him in just to because you never know.
What has been your favorite thing about the Birds this year so far?
Oh, the young guys.
The young guys?
The young guys are showing up in some
Okay.
ways.
Okay.
Jordan Walker's playing better.
Mm-hmm.
Scott's playing better. Wynn's struggling hitting, but his defense is always what
Okay.
like makes it. And Arenado's looking like kind of the
Active.
guy you needed
Mm-hmm.
to step. Like they won their first game, and he looked like he got a curtain call on
Okay.
a home run on
Uh-huh.
opening day, which is just not normal.
Yeah.
So it just
Because like there was a lot of drama about him even being back, right?
like there's still talks about him getting
traded.
traded,
Mhm.
but like he seems to be really enjoying, and like the young guys and everybody like bought in.
Well, winning helps too.
Yeah, being 3-0 does help because if you would be on 3, you'd probably
Mhm.
having a different conversation. But
Right.
it's been like I've watched as much as I can,
Mhm.
which is normally not normal because I
Mhm.
don't watch that much
Sure.
baseball. But like I want Jordan Walker to do good. Like I want Wynn to do good. I love Victor Scott. I love Nootbaar.
Mm-hmm.
And so watching those guys like really
Succeed.
start to settle in and
Yeah.
start to get a good feel
I love that.
is fun to watch.
Okay. Pro days happened, and I know you
Yeah,
got some questions
I
for me.
do.
So, what are your initial thoughts on different pro days, but also what questions do you have for me?
Well, we're just gonna dive straight
Okay.
into
Okay. All right.
because you're wearing the sweatshirt.
Represent Ohio State
sent
national
us-
championships.
You sent us clips of his
I did. I did
throw
send
that
you
looked
clip.
like a dying duck in the air. Was I not wrong, Jeremy, in saying
Dying
that,
duck,
that
you mean-
ball was
do you mean-
probably getting picked
Do
off?
you mean the dying duck or the dying ducks, like the Oregon Ducks in the Rose Bowl?
That's fine. But did that football not look bad? It looked.
I mean, I won't lie to you. Like it didn't look great. But at the end of the day, man, like when you watch when you're watching the NFL, like during the season, not every ball, like for example, Bo Nix, like I don't think his, like when he throws a football, I don't think it looks great. I think there is a level of Bo Nix knows how to get the ball where it's supposed to be, and if you can do that, that's good enough to me. What other questions you got for me, huh?
So my question is, what would you consider Will Howard's floor versus his ceiling?
His floor,
Like comparison.
Okay, so I was just talking to my brother-in-law about this. I think his floor is Blake Bortles. I think his floor is Blake Bortles. That would be the floor for him.
Okay.
I think his ceiling is like Phillip Rivers.
Okay.
That would be that would be Phillip Rivers. What's his name? Who was on the Titans for a long time? The quarterback Tannehill. I think a guy like I think he could be Bo Nix. But Bo Nix is kind of on the ascend right now. But like I'm not going to say he could. Like I don't know. I think he's honestly. He plays similarly to a Brady, but he's not. I'm not going to say he's going to be a Brady. I'm not saying that. But
You make that comparison.
it would just be insane. But what I'm saying is, in terms of play style and like leading a locker room and leading the guys, like Brady was never the greatest thrower of all time. Like no one is saying, man, he's got the greatest arm. Like people say he's the greatest quarterback, but like what attribute would you say he was the best at as a QB? Jeremy, Theo, what's the answer to that question? What was Tom Brady the best at?
Decision making, like
Yes.
I would say like 2-minute drills.
2-minute drills,
And,
decision making.
when it counts.
Right.
He delivered.
Which is awesome. That's great. I personally believe Will Howard is really good at those two things. Personally. I'm not everybody, I'm not comparing him to Brady, but when it looks like in the intangibles, I think that there is a way that he could be a really good quarterback. He's not going to ever be the greatest of all time, and that's not going to happen. But I think he could be floor Blake Bortles, ceiling Ryan Tannehill, Phillip Rivers. Do you think that's fair or not?
the only problem that I have is that like Blake Bortles was Blake Bortles because he was put in a situation like
He's part of Saxonville. Like,
Sure.
yeah, he was
best defense.
like they beat the Steelers in the playoffs because their defense was
they almost beat the Patriots too. Like,
it was
they were right
insane.
with them.
and Blake Bortles just
So maybe
did-
the floor is Zach Wilson.
yeah, like
Maybe the floor is Zach Wilson because Blake Bortles isn't a fair objective. But Zach Wilson probably had a better arm. So let's go floor. I don't want to be like mean to him, like Jameis Winston, but he's got a great arm. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to like.
the problem is it just depends where he goes.
Yes, absolutely. If he ends up in like a situation where like something happens and he has to play immediately, on it, like I think the best case scenario for him is to play immediately. Like
So this leads into my next
my
question.
personally playing immediately, I think helps him rather than him sitting for a long time, because if he sits too long, he's going to get forgotten. He's a 25-year-old. He's 25 years old in the NFL. Like he's already an older guy in terms of QBs. Like Jaden Daniels, he's got to start immediately, and that's huge for him. Bo Nix, older guy, started immediately. I think if he sits too long, it'll be a problem. Anyway.
So my next one was, what team do you think like would benefit him the most getting drafted to?
Oakland Raiders.
You think?
I still think I'm holding out hope that the Raiders are going to trade down, and they're going to try to get 2 picks out of the first round, and they're going to try and get a quarterback, and they're going to try to get a receiver. Personally, that would be that is what I believe they're going. Like that is what I'm holding out hope for, or going to a situation like Tennessee, going to where you have a good like it's a relatively okay system, or finding a way to be who's the quarterback in New England right now.
Drake May. You're not.
Drake.
Oh,
Drake.
he's
Sorry,
Drake
not
May.
sorry. Not New England. The Jets just figured out their stuff. Even figuring out could he figure out a way to get to Pittsburgh? If it all falls apart. If it all falls apart and they're not able, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and he decides he doesn't want to go or play football, do they draft him? Because I would say out of all of the QBs in the draft, I think he's one of the most ready, like in terms of like what you need him to do. If you want to not necessarily be like change your status quo for the Steelers, I think Will Howard might be the better pick. So my hope would be Oakland, but I could see the Steelers. I could see
What do you think Will Howard plays over Geno?
over Geno Smith.
Yeah.
I don't know.
At Oakland?
I don't know.
That's my thing. Is
Sure,
if he goes
like-
to Oakland with Pete Carroll, I don't think Geno doesn't sit.
I mean,
Unless
it all
it's
depends. It all just depends on who you believe Will Howard is.
Or Tennessee and Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Ain't no way Tennessee drafts Cam Ward and Will Howard.
You've seen it done before, where a team takes a high pick and then Will Howard might ends up sliding to the 4th round and they take a quarterback too.
I could see it being lit. I don't think Will Howard will fall
I think
that far.
I think he's in the first. He's for sure in the first 80 to 100 picks. Like there's no doubt in my
I
mind.
don't think he'll go to the 4th. I think someone will snag him because they could see worst case scenario. He's a backup quarterback
Yeah.
or something, and
Yeah.
he makes his $8 million for 2 years.
as of a week ago, I've been looking
early round 2, late round
as
2.
we've been talking. This has been projected pick 131 to the Saints.
Yeah, so that's round 3, 4,
But
right? Is that
I
3 or
don't-
4?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, 131. What is
think
it?
that's
30,
4.
32. So that'd be round 4.
Early 4.
Yeah. Expected to. This is another one. It says expected to be.
But the Saints actually wouldn't be bad.
No, I don't think it would be
Because
either.
really, who is their quarterback?
Derek Carr.
Yeah, you're fine.
Don't
Well,
even
and he'd be
start
throwing.
him.
I guess he'd never throw it with.
Although they
Tua
do
Olave.
love Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, but Spencer Rattler, man,
They have
he
a-
played a lot and was bad.
Mm.
And he
Any other
also was playing on a
questions?
very hurt Steelers. No, because we kind of answered the.
Okay.
Because I asked where you think you'd
Yeah.
be drafted.
I mean, I know it's a hot take, and I know I'm biased.
Oh,
I
do.
just love.
What do you think's more important, pro day or combine?
To me, pro day. There were more coaches watching Will Howard at his pro day than watching him at the combine.
But what do you
Because
think has more influence on people, like
Pro
on
day.
decisions?
No, there's no doubt in my mind that the pro day has more influence. Zach Wilson literally got drafted off of his
Off of his
pro
pro
day.
day.
Josh Allen got drafted off of his pro day.
But Zach Wilson's pro day throw was one of the best throws I've ever seen.
Yeah, same thing with what's his face for the Colts. Anthony Richardson got drafted off his pro day. Period. Anyway. All right, Jeremy, moves on, man.
Last thing, hold on Will Howard, New Orleans Saints head coach, because they just hired Kellen Moore from the Eagles, an assistant general manager. We're first to greet Howard.
I was going to say they met him.
The Saints hold the number 9 pick in the first round and number 40 in the second round. Tuesday night, the Steelers contingent that included head coach
They met with him too.
General manager Omar Khan, and offensive coordinator Alex Smith took Howard to dinner. So,
and I'm pretty sure he also met with Oakland.
Yeah, but just from that was yesterday. That was posted yesterday. So I was like, anyway, it'd be cool if he went to the Saints. Then I get to maybe root for him. So
maybe he said maybe.
Well, if he's gonna win his football games, heck yeah, I'll root for him.
Amen.
I'm just tired of the Saints being so bad, man.
Amen. All right, move us on, Jeremy. Where are we going?
Yeah, we got a little Mount Rushmore, man, and it's not like a draft Mount Rushmore like we would normally do, but instead this Mount Rushmore is just, it's all subjective. It's all like what you guys think personally. Any sport, any athlete, your Mount Rushmore, and this isn't getting voted on, nothing like that. Your personal Mount Rushmore of most hated players.
Okay. Who's first?
Your personal. And it doesn't matter. There doesn't have to be an order.
I'll go first. I got at least 2 college basketball ones.
Okay.
Robbie Hummel.
Purdue?
That dude felt like that dude was in college for 15 years just killing Illinois. You want to talk about a guy that, like, I love Robbie Hummel too, like, as an announcer. I think he's phenomenal.
Sure.
Like,
he does a good job.
Love listening to him announce basketball games. But, like, just as an Illinois fan, I could not stand Robbie Hummel. I could not stand that every year. It felt like that man was taking the court for Purdue. And Illinois, no matter what,
couldn't handle him.
Even though Illinois that was not.
Bro, he was so clean.
But, like,
Robbie Hummel was so clean.
Like, yeah, that's another thing too. Stud, great basketball player. Like, one of those great college basketball players that, like, wasn't gonna work out in the NBA, but, like, dude was a dog.
Okay.
So Robbie Hummel is on mine.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is. So that's funny.
He played for Purdue. I know him because I'm from Indiana.
And but he was always hurt. But then would come back and just
like light it up. Yeah.
And then he'd be gone again.
He was like a poor man's Gordon Hayward. Like, literally, that's what he was. I told the guys I struggle with this segment. Like, I struggle with it a little bit, but I'm just gonna go off like players that just make me angry. My first one is Draymond Green. Like, watching him play the game of basketball, like, because he's kind of been labeled this, like, enforcer, but also, like, the guy who's got a chip on his shoulder, all these different things. I personally believe Draymond Green is the greatest. I would argue he's the greatest role player of all time. Like, outside of maybe Dennis Rodman.
I put Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, outside of Dennis Rodman, I'm putting Draymond Green as the greatest role player of all time. There are just things that make him so unlikable that, like, drive me nuts. Like, I think he's a great player. Draymond, if you ever see this, and you won't, but like I think you're a great player. But I think he got so involved with of who everyone thinks he is, that he became something that, like, I don't think was right. And I know that he's from Detroit, or he's from Michigan somewhere, and I know there's a level where he's like, well, that's where I'm from, and that's what we're about. And I just think it's, like, I just think sometimes he's bad for the game. And I don't think it's pure. And I think he could be, like, he is so good at what he does that all the other things, the tripping or the pulling down or the yelling at Kevin Durant, like the Kevin Durant situation, like it made me not like him at all. So Draymond Green is my first guy.
He was almost mine, but him at Michigan State.
Yeah.
Was so good too.
Yeah.
But, like,
yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He was such a good play. He's
it's
so
weird
good.
because, like, he was so good in college. Not that he's bad, but, like, his offensive game from, like, college to NBA just
Isn't that crazy though? Isn't that
cliff.
crazy though how that happens? Like, a really, really good scorer in college
Like,
becomes
he
a
did
10
whatever he
points a
wanted to.
game type of NBA player. That's crazy.
10 points on a good night.
Yeah.
Like, the man dropped a triple-double with, like, 6 points.
Yeah. All right, Jeremy. Most hated player for you.
I'm just trying not to get, like, recency bias
Sure.
in this, but, like, they're just players that I see their face and I'm like, I want to punch it. And I hate the way they play, or maybe the way they carry themselves. I don't know. There's something about them. And like one of those players for me is Russell Westbrook.
Really?
It's just, man.
You don't like the way that he cares. So which one way is it for you?
The most punchable face I've ever seen in my life.
The most punchable face.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And like, so another one, and this is like where the recency bias thing comes in, because I'm like, I'm not going to put this guy on there, but Zach Edey, for example, just the way
From Purdue?
yeah, just
Just
like the way that he like,
Such a-
it feels
such
like
a
they
good list.
they use him to foul bait because he shoots so many free throws a
Right.
game, and that's like they won the national championship or whatever because of, or no, they got to the
They
national
got to
championship
the game, yeah.
because he was like, I'll catch it way up here and shoot over you.
They
and
also
get fouled.
lost to a 16 seed with him. Also insane.
But he was younger at that point. Anyway, but there's like things like that
Yeah.
that I'm like, and so another one is like Janai Broom in Auburn.
Oh,
it's like
gosh. Don't
recency
get me
bias.
Don't open
started.
that door.
But
Don't
Reese's-
open that can of worms
I
for me
think
right now.
all three of us
Dislike
could go
him.
off.
Yes, on
Could
him.
go off.
Anyway. All right, what's your next one, Theo?
Aaron Kraft. You want to talk about a
Are you-
punchable
oh
face?
my gosh, the Ohio State player?
Absolutely.
Gosh,
I don't
man,
know
he
who
was
that
so
is.
annoying. He's probably
That
like
is the foul
outside
baiter
of Mike
the-
Conley, I think he might be one of the most loved guards that has ever gone to Ohio State. Like he's a doctor now. Like think about this. Like he's a doctor and you hate him. He was a
That's
pest.
not why
He was literally a college football. He was college basketball's I would argue what's his name?
John Wooden.
No, like the player in the NBA who everyone really dislikes. He's a guard. He defensive pest.
Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, he was college basketball's Patrick Beverly.
Like Aaron Kraft would go to the rim and you knew a foul was going to be called.
Yeah,
And he would be on the ground.
and then he would
There
score.
was a
Then he would score, and then he would steal then he would steal the ball from you.
like Aaron. I'll go
Illini
to your
fans-
point. If he walked in this room, I would. Oh, I'd
Yeah,
swing.
what would you do?
Non-doctor
What would you
Aaron
What would you do, Theo? You would punch him in the face.
I'd be like, hey, this is for all the times
That you beat
fell on
Illinois.
the ground and cried against Illinois, and then a left jab to his cheek, and then a right hook to the jaw.
That's so
Aaron Kraft was one of the I genuinely, and his cheeks would go red. Like
Yeah, he
when
did
he
have-
lost in March and like laid on the ground and like cried. Oh, I was so happy. I could have thrown a party. I could not stand that.
My second least favorite player of all time is Ben Roethlisberger. Like I hated watching him play football.
Ben.
Big Ben. But like I could not stand him. And I won't say that I was ever like a real Colts fan, but like growing up in Indianapolis, like Steelers Colts, while it wasn't Steelers Ravens, that became a rivalry during that time period where Peyton Manning, because it was Peyton Manning, Phillip Rivers, Peyton Manning, Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger. Like that was kind of like the rivalry. And so we played the Steelers all of the time as the Colts, and he would just drive me nuts. He just was so like, it's like, you are a large man. You should not be doing this.
No, he should be on the line.
Like you should not.
He should be blocking.
You
for
should not
the
be
real
doing
football.
this. And like, you know, when you watch like you guys have all played basketball, like the YMCA, like it was like that, but a quarterback in the NFL. Like it's like, this does not make sense.
Just a glorified.
This is
like,
not
high school-
pretty. This is ugly. And honestly, to be fair, it was very Pittsburgh. Like it was very gritty in Pittsburgh.
They just grind it out until they beat you
Yes,
by one.
but like it's Big Ben for me.
big bad.
What you got, Jeremy?
Patrick Mahomes.
I knew you hate him so much.
But even more than him, Travis Kelce.
Oh, so that's your third.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
I'll
Patrick
give you-
Mahomes and
I'll
Travis
give you a
Kelce?
fourth one right now. And like the problem with it is like there's so many, dude. There's like I'm a generational hater.
Jeremy is a generational hater.
Like
Generally, should hate
I don't like Chris Collinsworth.
The announcer?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Because
can't
of Patrick
Well,
Mahomes?
because he just or Tony Romo.
Okay.
Here's a guy.
the Glazer, Chris
Dude,
Collinsworth.
and then-
That's what kids at high school call.
But
it,
I think
the Glazer.
I think my last one, which is it's a hot take, I'm sure. Most of mine are probably hot takes because I have a lot of honorable mentions. But like to make it on the Mount Rushmore, Pat McAfee.
Really?
Dude.
You're not a fan of
Pat,
McAfee?
football playing Pat McAfee loved.
No, yeah,
This
I
Pat
don't
McAfee,
like
I
College
can't-
Game Day Pat McAfee. It's so
Oh,
annoying.
College Game Day, Pat McAfee. I like his
So
podcast, but I'm not a
annoying,
fan
bro.
of College Game Day, McAfee. I agree with that. My number 3, or do you want to go
You can
next?
go.
There was no order. That was the point.
Zaza Pachulia. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my
I
goodness!
forgot about him. He looked like
I-
a Neanderthal. Like anytime I saw him, I was like,
I just fully believe that if there was a player, like literally, I think he injured like 4 different guys in
that-
one. Like Kawhi Leonard, Kawhi Leonard, lands on his ankle or does like he injured so many.
and he fell like a 90-year-old like
Yes,
elderly person. Just
and
felt
then my final one that I'll say is Dylan Brooks, like.
Yeah.
Most unlikable. Even more so than Draymond Green, because Draymond Green, what I respect about him is he has his podcast, he has all these different things, and he produces really well on the court, like what he does for his team. And sometimes he produces so much that it actually hurts his team by what he does. The hard part about Dylan Brooks, Dylan Brooks has never been an All-Star.
But
Won't ever be a
Draymond has the accolades to
Yes.
at least kind of back
Yes,
up what
he's able to back it up. But like Dylan Brooks, man, like he like you guys all remember the Game 6 LeBron face against Boston? You remember the face that's made? Like Dylan Brooks, like that's how he lives, and then he puts up like a goose egg of points. Like he doesn't do anything other than be a pest, and it's so annoying. So Dylan Brooks would be my number 4.
Okay, so my third, Sergio Garcia.
Okay.
Cannot stand that man.
Okay.
Watching him golf and like whine is, and to me, golfers are some of the softest pro athletes ever because like
Right.
and they turn around, they want you thrown out.
Right.
But like you go to the 16th and at Waste Management and like people are chucking beers and they're loving it.
Right.
But like he would always just whine and complain, or he'd get mad about a rule and then
Right.
just stand there and not play the hole.
Yeah.
Like I could not stand it.
Yeah.
My fourth, very controversial, and really it started when he won, is Jason Tatum. And his copying of every single professional athlete.
I know that was
like that was
it was
and
like it was so Drake.
he's from St. Louis.
Drake.
He's from St. Louis, so like I'm really
What you're rooting for him.
I watched him play in high school.
Yep.
Like always loved him. Went to Duke, couldn't stand that, but like I always supported him. And then he won, and then he quoted.
He did the Jordan.
He did the LeBron,
He did-
not one, not two. How many quotes or like iconic things can I make up?
He's kind of a gif, like or GIF, however you pronounce it. Like it's kind of comical.
like it's just why? Like what? Like think of something on
Right.
your own.
Yeah. I respect that. My honorable mention was going to be Dustin Johnson, like as a golfer. Like he's my least favorite golfer alive.
I mean,
And
like party DJ.
well, party DJ, but you want to know what I really dislike? Like Tiger Woods made some really poor choices for his family, for the golf community, all those different things. Dustin Johnson arguably was a criminal and got no punishment whatsoever.
Scotty Scheffler gets put in handcuffs because he ran a security point.
Right.
I mean,
The guy didn't recognize
but Dustin
him.
Johnson got no
Oh,
punishment.
don't even get me started, bro. Tyreek Hill, every
Yeah.
NFL player.
Right.
Half of the
Yeah, half of the Chiefs, half of Georgia's deep. Like
Georgia's traffic violations.
George's whole defensive line.
we're
The-
going to do a
my
segment
God.
one day where it's
The greatest.
Florida man or like professional athlete.
Okay, I can't wait for
I
that.
got honorable. Angel Reese.
Okay, he's
Oh,
he's
I
LSU.
could-
He's a homer.
You can't tell me she's not.
I could understand it. I think if outside of being an LSU fan, because
Okay.
she is annoying.
Okay, so
But
my
I
thing
love
on
her.
Angel Reese, is she did help college women's basketball and women's basketball as a whole. Let me finish.
I wasn't even going.
What the hard part? But I could see I saw your eyes. My thing on Angel Reese is I'm not a hater. However, like when you ask
am.
for attention,
You put a generational hater tag on you. This is
yes, when you ask for attention and you are going to claim that you bring a lot of viewership or all these different things, when in reality it was CC, it was Caitlin Clark. We all know that. The hard part about it is when you get attention and get eyes and you produce what you did. She's the greatest rebounder ever, according to the WNBA, which is awesome. What she produces is really, really cool. My issue is like when you just watch her play the game of basketball, it's like you're okay. Like you're an okay basketball player, but you're not generational. Like you're not generational. And you're trying to be. and you're just not,
Yes,
and that's okay.
My thing is, if there's no Caitlin Clark, there's no Angel Reese, and you can't tell me otherwise. Like,
I can
Angel
see that.
Reese's name is not a thing without Caitlin Clark.
Right. Well, because Angel Reese thing, it was this. Like, there was no one talking about Angel Reese until theoretically. Theoretically, there was no one.
She had a little bit, but like to this
Right,
magnitude.
in the SEC,
not
she
a
was well
shade.
known for women's basketball.
In the right circles.
Yes,
she
like-
was averaging just as many points and rebound, like
Well,
double.
She shot
on
it 45
the year.
times from 2 feet.
But it's like and we won the national championship.
Right.
And it's like she beat Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
Like, that was the thing.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and you have the whole, you can't see me thing, and I think that's what blew it up. And you had the really annoying whites versus blacks, like all that.
No,
all that stupid
I think
stuff.
it's ridiculous.
But
But
it's
I
like-
just genuinely think that like she's not her name without her.
I mean,
beef with Caitlin. If she doesn't beef with Caitlin Clark, she's not. Her name isn't as put out there as what it is.
I don't
And,
disagree.
like,
I don't know that I disagree.
and her-
I want to give Angel Reese her flowers because I think she's a good basketball player.
she's a good.
But like, I don't believe that like if you're talking generational, it's Caitlin Clark. It's not you. I'm
like
sorry.
she is what she is because of
Like to me, she is like she's Bam Adebayo. Like that's what she is.
that. Is actually a shame that you compared her to Bam Adebayo.
In terms of the league, she's Bam. Bam is a solid player. Bam is on the USA men's basketball team. Angel Reese would probably be on the next women's basketball USA team. Bam is not generational. He's not. He's great.
But Bam also is way better.
How
Like,
is this, Jeremy? Is this not? That's such a good. I feel like that's a really good comparison.
I was thinking Draymond Green.
She averages more points than Draymond.
Yeah,
Green.
she
Okay, but if Draymond Green took
Bam Adebayo is a
17
good comparison. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
the
'cause he
last
wants
year.
Angel Reese to look as good as possible.
Well, the year we won the national championship, she averaged 24 and 16.
What was her field goal percentage?
Probably 42.
52.
Oh,
Okay. From 2 feet.
52%.
We got to move on, Jeremy.
53% from 2 point.
That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
But my thing is, she does
This
not
is
shoot
WNBA.
mid-ranges.
WNBA.
And
WNBA
that's
is
at
what you're talking
LSU.
about.
Like,
That's
that's
at
at
LSU. You're talking WNBA. We don't know the
I'm
percentages.
talking
Jeremy,
about
move us on. Theo's in
I
a
am.
soapbox.
Yeah, he is.
Big time.
Okay, next we did the top 10 before. So we're going to do it again. That list that you have I gave you is wrong.
Oh, we are going to be working together.
So I will give you the new names to write down.
Is this actually top 10 highest play?
It was last year. It's different now. There's a few
Okay.
names on there. So I was like, hey, we'll
Got
do
it.
this year instead of last year. Because why not? So I'm going to give you the new names. You can write them down on that board, and then we'll go through. And your goal is you get 2 attempts to get as many right as you can out of the first 10, okay?
Okay.
So I'll give you in no particular order. Tell me when you're ready to start writing.
I'm trying to think of when these contracts came.
I
into
know,
play.
that's the
That's
hard
the
thing.
Just
tough part.
all you got to think about is it's their salary
I'm
for
thinking about who
24
does-
Salary
25.
per year.
This is 24 25
It's like-
salary.
Okay, because I'm thinking like who deserves the most on here,
Right.
And so like that's not even gonna be close. Because to me, there's definitely at least one, not 2 people that should not be on this list.
So
Yeah, like Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal, what are we? Respect.
Well,
Man
hey,
got his bag, but
it's okay.
come on.
Just okay. Tell me
Come
when
on.
All
you're
right,
ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, Paul George. This is
Wait. What are you doing?
I'm giving you the new 10. The 10 that are on the list are last year's. I'm giving you this year's instead.
Oh, so I just wrote all that for no reason.
Well, if you would listen.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Gosh,
Kill me now. I'm sorry.
he's using the paper. They're wiping.
So why'd you get us last year's?
Well, because I did that and then I pulled it up and I was like,
Oh.
it's only showing me this year's. I was
Gotcha.
like, let's do it this way. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Paul George.
Yep.
Kawhi Leonard. Cat.
Cat.
Bradley Beal.
Gosh.
Kid Beal's still on here. What a legend.
Devin Booker. Stephen Curry. Jokic. Jalen Brown. Joel Embiid. I think that's all. And Kevin Durant. I think that's all 10.
Do you know that I would say all these guys make more money than LeBron James?
Yep.
Well,
That's insane. That's
There are
insane
still
to me.
3 more above him.
can we?
11, 12, and 13.
We won't put them in. What are the other three? Just out of
The ones out. The next.
The
Ji-
next 3 guys.
Before
Jimmy
LeBron.
Butler,
Okay.
Giannis,
Okay.
and Dame.
That's ridiculous.
But I mean, look, but
George, Leonard,
Where-
Cat,
between
Beal.
and then LeBron is 14. But between those 4, it's literally
like not much.
a $5,000 difference.
Oh, okay. All right.
The biggest gap is 10-1, and it is $6 million.
All right. I believe
This
No,
is
no,
also
no.
crazy to me.
Sorry.
You have
$11 million.
Booker and Durant on there.
on the top 10 list.
35 and 40 this year.
Yeah, well, 35 and 40 because they have no bench. Their
Like-
bench is awful.
I just had to look at their record. How many have they lost?
All right, I'm going. I would say Are you good with Embiid for number 1?
And I will tell you how many you've gotten right.
Curry's high. It might be. I would say it's probably Embiid though.
I'm trying to think of when he got his contract. Because it's going to be the guys who get the newer contracts are going to get the most.
Right, but it was recent. Like it's been in the last 2 years.
I'm good with him being one because
Because to me,
and Paul George just got signed.
yeah, he did just get signed. But do you think it's higher than Curry's?
Do you know what Curry's is?
I can't remember, but I know it
I
was
know.
like astronomical.
His is really high because that was like
That was
Yeah.
like but it also might have been long enough ago to
it
where
was
now it's
also like
higher.
This is the problem. It was like
All right, so do you want Curry to be 2? Or Jokic
the
to be 2?
cat just signed.
Cat did just sign. I think it's Cap. I think you're right. I think it's Cap. I think
Is it-
bigs have been getting paid
Because
lately.
Knicks paid him, especially because I think Embiid's one, and I think Cat, which is also crazy to me because
Are you want Curry 3?
yeah,
3. Paul George or Leonard
him or Kawhi
or Booker?
Kawhi's contract is also insane, but I'm trying to think: is Booker, Beals, and Durant's not that much? Because
I would
They
say
had
it's
it.
probably going to go Durant, Booker, Beal. Or would it go did it go Durant, Beal, Booker? Because Booker hasn't signed. Has he signed something recently?
I don't know, but
All right.
Booker's the only loyal one on that list. Of those three.
So let's go. Do you want Jokic? You want 4 bigs in a row or 2 bigs in a row? You want Jokic next? So we have
What
George.
about Brown? Didn't he just sign a
Ooh,
disgusting
yep.
contract?
You're right.
Too?
Let's go Brown next.
Because they're talking about being one of the craziest for the second option.
I'm giving you 1 more minute to
Okay.
talk through this first
Okay.
go through.
Let's go. Okay, so we have Embiid,
I'm
Cat,
good
Curry,
with Jokic
Brown,
or and then maybe
Jokic.
like a Kawhi.
Kawhi,
Like
George next.
that or Durant,
So 7,
and then George.
8.
I put Beal at 10 and Booker at 9.
All right, we're
Okay.
good.
All right. So read me off your numbers.
So when we go 10 for 10, what are you giving us here?
I'll buy you dinner.
Bet.
We did not go 10
We
for
did
10.
not go for it.
I should have said I'll buy you new cars. I'd
Embiid?
buy you cars if you got like 3 right because I don't think. Okay, go ahead.
Embiid,
Just go through them and I'll tell you how
Embiid,
many you got right.
Cat, Curry, Brown, Jokic, Leonard, Durant, George, Booker, Beal.
You got 2.
2 right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Who did we get right?
You got Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, at 6.
Yeah, and then what'd you say Paul George was?
8.
Yeah. Those are the 2 you got right.
Okay.
And then you got 1 more shot to get 5 total correct. Actually 6 because you already have 2. If you get
Do you think
6
Brown's
right,
number 1?
if you get 6 right, I will buy you each some sort of snack of your choosing for the next pod. All right?
All right.
I still. But I
So
don't
you-
think Brown's won.
You got it a minute and a half because
I
we
don't
got
think Brown's won, but he may be like 2.
Who's 1 then? We got him. It's not Embiid. Is it Cat? Did Cat get that crazy of a deal?
He did. Like, I think he signed before this season. He's laughing at
Hey,
me.
bro, I'm just going to help you really quick because I just feel so bad. Bro, stop talking about Jaylen Brown like that. Just stop. So keep going.
Like he got the most money?
Just. You're,
Are we disrespecting him?
no.
We're respecting him too much.
Okay.
Just stop.
So let's go Cat. I think Cat won.
Okay.
I think Cat.
Jaylen Brown 9. That's where I'm putting him.
I just don't remember if Jokic signed anything. All right. There's no way. Is Curry 1? He signed I think he signed a more recent deal.
And it was like 10-year, like.
It was like a lifetime. It was like one of those lifer deals.
It's
that
like
like,
400 something, I think.
What
I
did
could
Cat?
see
What did
Curry-
Cat get? I just don't remember what he got.
See, because I'm also trying to think, like, I know Cat got, like, somewhere in, like, I feel like the 3s,
300.
but also what's his year?
Let's go Curry.
Because if his
Bro,
year.
Curry's still averaging 24 points a game.
Yeah, Curry's still a dog.
That's still crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he's
So let's go
37
Curry.
years old.
Let's go Cat.
I'd still put Embiid up there.
Embiid at 3. Jokic.
Ooh. I'm trying to think.
We had him at 5, right?
There's a major argument between these two's contract.
Yeah, because Jokic is, I don't think is that
Because
high.
I think Embiid's
Kevin
is higher
Durant is
than.
averaging 27.
I think Embiid's is higher than Jokic, even though Jokic is 1.
I wanna
Jokic
go
is
Durant.
averaging
Okay.
29.
I want to go Durant 4.
What do we do? What do we put Jokic at?
We put him at 6 or 5 or 6.
I know.
I don't remember what we did.
You can't put him at 6 because Kawhi is at 6.
Oh yeah, so did we have him at 5 or 4?
Dang, bro. Hey, to be fair,
I think 4.
all these dudes on here
We want him-
are
we had him at 4.
averaging tons of points.
So we want him 5,
Yeah.
and
6.
then
So
again
it's-
we have 6.
We put Beal at 10, so Beal can't be 10.
Let's
So
go
Beal would be
9,
s-
10. 9, 10, and Booker. I don't think Booker signed a
Do
contract.
we have 7?
7. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What?
Oh, we have 2 9s. We have Brown 9 and Beal 9.
Oh, okay. So we want him 10.
Hey, to be fair, the lowest person on here is
7.
Paul George, and he's averaging 16 points. The rest are all averaging over 24.
Do we want Brown at 10 and Booker at 9? No, we had Booker at 9.
We had Booker at 9 already.
You got 1 minute.
So
So
put
it's
Booker at
7. No, let's go. Let's 7. He's got to go 7. That's what we have. Unless Brown is 7 and he's 8 and he's 9.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
What? Brown what?
No, like I
What we
think
have?
this is good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're
All
done.
right, let's hear it.
So we need 6, right?
Yeah, 6 right.
It's not
Okay.
going to happen. All right. We got Curry,
Is he right or wrong?
Just keep going.
Cat, Embiid, Durant, Jokic, Leonard, Booker, George, Beal, Brown.
Good job, guys. So you got Curry at 1,
Okay.
and then Embiid is 2.
Okay.
Jokic is 3.
I knew they were right next to each other.
Durant is 4.
Okay.
Yeah, we got that right.
Beal is 5.
Beal is 5. Wow.
And then you got Kawhi, Booker, and George 6, 7, 8. And then Karl Anthony Towns is 9. And then Brown is 10.
Wow.
So what did we get? How many did we get?
Well, you got
6?
yeah, Brown, George, Booker, Leonard, KD.
Spicy
It's
nacho
Steph
Doritos is what I want.
All right, you got text the group,
Family side bag. Don't skip out on it.
text the group chat. I got you.
That's,
Well done, bro.
wait,
well done.
you said Cat was 9?
Yeah, 49 mil.
Okay,
Which is-
what,
it's actually
now I'm curious. What are there per years?
Well, these are just salaries straight up, and actually just noticed, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all identical. 49, 205.
So we really got
800.
7, right? All right, we got to move on though.
Okay, yeah, we do. Okay, we are drafting.
Okay.
And we are drafting our Mount Rushmore. We've talked a lot about a lot of sports, but we're going to do Mount Rushmore of NFL quarterbacks. NFL quarterbacks.
And I'm first.
Trey has the 101. Wah, wah, wah.
All right.
Trey has the 101.
Tom Brady.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say-
You're welcome.
That's fair.
I mean, you'd be silly not to. I feel like our 1, 2, 3 is gonna go exactly how I think. I almost just want to take Gary's just to make him mad because I know who it is.
It's okay. You can take him if you want.
But I got number 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
Wow.
Wow, high. That's
would
higher
not
than I
have-
thought he
I
would
would
go.
not have taken that bum. And I hate that dude.
Well, that's not who I expected you to take.
Yeah, I would never. Drew Brees,
That's who I expected.
and then Peyton Manning,
Mm.
and then Theo, your pick. This is easy for me. I love NFL and I know quarterbacks.
Trying to think here. I'm gonna take Eli.
Manning?
Oh, Theo. Theo does not know ball.
Am I up?
Yeah,
Joe Montana.
Okay. Okay. And then
It's my pick again.
yeah, it's your pick.
Hey, freaking men.
He's gonna pick Will Howard.
Bro, you better leave me alone. If he was there, I would have taken Drew Brees, but I will go Dan Marino.
Yeah, that's figures.
All right, so it's mine.
Yep.
I'm going John Elway.
It's a good pick. Probably should have gone before
Probably.
Eli Manning.
Probably. I was just thinking he's beating Brady. Arguably the GOAT.
Yeah, there was a
Like,
That's fair.
that was my thought process. Was he's the man that's taking down the big dog.
yeah, there was this thing. It was like Eli Manning only lives to like keep Tom Brady at bay, like
Mm-hmm.
because he's like
It's like
Tom
his little
Brady-
brother.
Yeah, it's too powerful. Like overall to like. Man, that's funny.
What's your next pick?
I don't know, man. I'm thinking. I think I would go with. It's tough because it's like. It's an old head, but Johnny Unitas.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I think he deserved give that man his flowers. It's before, all the modern football, but I think he's a good pick.
And then let's go. That's tough because it's like I don't want recency bias to play into it too much, but
Jane Daniels.
hey man,
Are you kidding me?
Joe Burrow, dog. No, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. I thought you were serious for a second.
Aaron Rodgers was the recency bias.
Well, no, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I
But-
think that's a great pick. If you didn't say it, I was going to say it. So,
He was my last one.
all right, Aaron Rodgers is gone. Okay.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman. And does he get 2?
No. He's done this year. Last
My last pick is controversial because he's made some poor life choices since, being a football player.
Michael Vick.
No.
Oh.
Brett Favre.
Stealing from old people is crazy.
Yeah.
Brett
That
Favre.
hurt when that guy came out to me. I want my sack back. You see that clip of that?
Yes.
You hurt me. I want my sack back. You see Favre's like, what?
Well, let's see. Okay, Trey got Tom Brady, Joe Montana.
My list is undefeated. My list is crazy.
Joe
Mine's
Montana,
last,
Dan
so
Marino.
I wasn't really
Brett
thinking
Favre.
too hard about like older generation.
Bro chose Eli Manning as his number.
Theo
If I would
got-
have taken that as 4th, you guys wouldn't have said much.
Theo
You're
said
right.
But it's the
Patrick
fact that-
Mahomes, Eli Manning, John Elway, Troy Aikman, and I got Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Johnny Unitas, and Aaron Rodgers.
It's a pretty good list. That's a good list. Any hot takes before we close
Mine's
the show?
not bad. Mine's just the wrong order.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just the wrong order.
Not a
Like-
hot take. I just want Florida to win the national championship. Pretty bad.
Not a hot take. I hope Auburn loses by 1,000.
Oh, same. There are some things that I can't say
Like,
in public.
I
about
would
what
rather-
do.
Like UNC never win a basketball game than watch Auburn win this. If it's Auburn Houston, I may watch 2 minutes of it and then that's it.
I just feel
Actually,
like,
I'll probably just watch.
while
you know, one
I'm
shining moment.
okay, college football, you have to stay 3 years before you can go to the league. In college basketball, you can be one and done. There is a part of me that does feel older basketball players are annoying. Like, because in the playoff, like in the tournament, it is such an advantage that I think is like I'm not saying it's cheating, but it's annoying. Like, it is annoying to have a 25-year-old playing against 18-year-olds. Like, that should not be okay in the game of basketball.
Their average starting lineup age is 23.2 years old. The
crazy.
Oklahoma City Thunders is 24.4.
Yeah, yes. Like, yeah, it is baffling to
Like,
me.
this is literally like an NBA age team.
My hot take, Lakers are winning the Western Conference.
Lakers in 5.
Lakers are winning the Western Conference. Like,
Going to the finals.
going to the finals.
Houston Rockets, light sockets, court documents. Lakers in 5.
Yeah. He said that today. It was epic.
Yeah.
Well, anything else before we shut it down? All right, boys. Hey, it was a great another episode. Thank you for joining with us today. We will see you next time.
Yep.